out there in YouTube land. Today we're cooking coriander leaves, like so. I have garlic salt, a good lot of garlic salt. And then I have Italian herbs as well. And one final ingredient is we have chili powder, like so. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix these together, just like so. Mix it together. And I'll do it in batches. I'll rub down the meat. Now I've dried the meat just a little bit to help. So I'm going to rub this on like so. And you want to rub this in even on the back side as well of the meat. Good rubbing. I added chili. Now I quite like a bit of chili on the meat. I like it to have that flavour. So add the rest of it. Now, it doesn't matter if you've added a bit too much, it's okay. But, this is pretty much the end product. Is what we have is a meat that's like so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some cuts into the meat like so. Just a little bit serrated. So, and then I'm going to rub a little bit of salt into the cuts, a little bit of flavour to get in there. Like so. I'm just going to let this to rest just for a short period of time, just say 15-20 minutes, and then I'm going to put it in the oven, which I'm preheated. So the next step, we're just going to add a little bit of oil, a drizzle of oil, olive oil on the meat, like so. Just going to rub that in just nicely. That'll give it a nice crackle as well. Just rub this meat, rub it on the meat really gently, and on the back as well. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add this. I've preheated the oven to 180 degrees, 200 degrees, and I'm just going to put that in, and I'm going to put it in for an hour, and then what's going to happen is I'm going to chop up some vegetables and put those in after the hour to cook with the meat as well. The meat will take about 3 hours to cook in total because it's 3. So I've added the meat into the oven, and I'm going to put it in for an hour. And then I'm going to taken the lamb out of the oven, and as you can see there's a lot of fat dripping here. So what we're going to do is we're going to drip out some of the fat, we're going to take it out, and we're going to put potatoes that I'm going to chop, and pumpkin in as well for added meal other than just eating meat. So hold on one moment. We're going to cut the potato into pieces, and we're going to put it in to be roasted as well. Pumpkin here too. So I like the pumpkin. The pumpkin adds definitely a nice dimension to eating a roast dinner. Careful not to cut your hands doing this. I'm going to take out the seeds of the pumpkin inside, like so. Then I'm going to cut the pumpkin into sections, like so. And I'm going to cut it a little bit further again, like so. Now for the next part, I'm going to take out some of the drippings of the meat because there's a little bit too much fat in there. So I'm just going to let it drip into this bowl here. Take out some of the drippings. Like so. Just take out some of it. Leave some of it in. Now I'm going to add the potatoes in the point here, like so. I'm going to add the potatoes into the roast meat. And then I'm going to add the pumpkin in as well. Now I'm going to leave the meat in for another 2 hours to cook. And I'm going to add a nice little bit of flavouring, all-purpose seasoning as well in on the pumpkin. Add a nice flavour to it. Just a nice little bit of nice flavouring on as well. Put that in. And then I'm going to put it back in the oven to cook. So we've had the roast in the oven for nearly 3 hours. I've done a little check. We're going to take it out. Now, I've had a little look at the roast before. And it's cooked, not very well done, but it's cooked reasonably well. As you can see just in here, it's cooked quite well. It's cooked really well, it's cooked nicely. So what we're going to do is we're just going to leave this to rest for about an hour, and then we're going to have dinner. I'll let you know how it goes.